I appreciate everybody coming today. I'm going to do a little walkthrough today of the challenge portal, give you a glimpse into that, take a bunch of questions. Well, I guess we'll take as many questions as you have. I encourage anybody, if you have questions as we go, you can put them in the chat. Trevi will be monitoring that. You can raise your hand or you can interrupt me. I'm okay. This is a pretty live demonstration. So if you have questions while I'm doing something, please feel free to just jump in and ask me to go over something or address something that you have a question about. I'm gonna share my screen here. And once I'm done going through this, once I'm done going through the walk through the portal, I'll also just take generic questions that you might have. So starting here at our homepage, if you go to the advocates page under the challenges, you will see directions here on how to submit single location challenges. And there is a link. When you get provisioned, there will also be a link. You should be also have seen in your inbox just minutes ago an announcement, and I'm going to let Patrick Redmond talk about that announcement a little bit more, if you'd like, Patrick.
Sure. We've obviously seen some bugs in our platform through our testing, and thank you for everyone that has assisted us in that. I discussed it with Director Patrick late yesterday. We think for the benefit of the program and the benefit of this process, we are going to be extending out to March 15th for our start date. We are expecting that will be enough time for our consultant, Vetro, to be able to work through some of these kinks and bugs within the program, some of the limitations of the platform. Not all issues will be able to be addressed. Some of them are just not able to be fixed based on our conversations with our consultant, but the ones that we can fix, we are looking to do so. And as such, we will be delaying the opening of the platform. Now, this also does give our advocates a little bit more time to continue to collect information, which we encourage, as well as continue to get signed up for our platform. So we're hoping that you will use that time to do so. And I've heard already from a lot of our advocates that they are collecting information, which is a really great sign. And thank you so much for that.
With that, I'll also say we probably will offer some more training sessions between now and the new date. So if you have other questions regarding this following this meeting, please reach out to us. If you have feedback that you think would be helpful, that you see in this platform, like, I wish, it would be nice if it could do this. We will absolutely take those back to Vetro to see, ultimately we want to make this the easiest and best experience for everybody involved. So with that, on this page, it shows you how to submit single challenges. It does have a walkthrough here. We are working on a toolkit. Hopefully that should be out to you pretty soon. We're getting pretty close on that marketing toolkit that we'll provide it'll go out to everybody on our list. It's mostly intended for those of you who are advocating for us and for your constituents. It'll have instructions on how to submit challenges. It'll have instructions for residents on how they can look up their address and verify their information. It'll also include some flyers that you can either post locally or send out through your own distribution lists. And if there's other information that we can provide you in that marketing toolkit, please let us know. We're happy to try to help as much as we can. Help you, help us. So with that, here's the link to the portal. And once you have your credentials, it'll ask you, the first window asks you to sign in. And for some reason, because I'm special, it likes me to sign in twice. Come on. There we go. The map does take a little bit to load. There is a lot of data in here, so you have to be kind of patient with it. There's a little blurb you can read. There is a tour that you can take we're going to skip that because I'm going to give you the tour. So the first thing you can do when you go in here and you want to launch a challenge, I see that it's still not fully populating, but you can put in an address. And as you type, you'll see it'll auto-populate potential addresses. And I'm going to pick the one that's in Lincoln. That's the address I'm looking for. And that's the level you'll see when you first type in that address. I'm going to encourage you to scroll in a little bit closer so you make sure you're looking at the building and you're picking the one you want. Oh, I already have a challenge on there, but we're going to make a new one. So that normally won't be there unless there's already a challenge mounted on that location, and you can actually select that and look at that challenge. I'm going to select on, normally it'll have, if there's not a challenge already, the BSL. That BSL is that broadband. It means broadband serviceable location. That is the address. So when you click on that, this will populate over on the left-hand side, and it'll give you all the information available to it. Some of it may not mean much to you, but here you can see the address primary. That's the address I inputted. The city is Lincoln, state is Nebraska. Zip code has a comma. There's a little bug for you, Trevi. If you would note, please. I think we fixed that one once before. County, Lancaster. It's a lot of things that may not mean anything, but here you have your fiber providers, your cable providers, your Windstream, your DSL providers. These will be good references when we get down to provider of, I'm not sure who I should be challenging if they don't know who their provider is. Hopefully they know. So I expect the most common challenges you guys will be making are going to be either availability or speed. There could be some latencies. I doubt many of you will have technology challenges, but it's possible. All this stuff is referenced on our website. If you go to challenge types, that's not the one I wanted. Evidence. So the evidence page for challenges, it gives you a description of what the type of challenge is and what type of evidence you need to support that challenge. Now, we are asking, as you do this, that you provide as much and the strongest evidence that you possibly can to sustain, to make your argument for this challenge. Know that ISPs are probably going to rebut those challenges, and we're going to try to be as fair as we can in all of those adjudications, but it helps to have the best evidence possible to review those too. So you'll select your type of challenge. You'll select who you're challenging. On this case, I'm going to select Allo. It will ask you what type of technology, and there's a reason for this, and I'll get to that in a minute, and that's regarding area challenges. But you do have to provide what technology. If you're not sure, you can look up here and say, oh, Allo is a fiber provider. So that's the technology. Unit is what apartment. We might, Trevi, if you would take a note on that one too. We're taking notes as we go here too, as we continue to do this. I think we might want to spell out that unit means apartment. Availability reason, and there's a whole bunch of drop downs here. And pick the one that is most appropriate for that situation. Provider does not offer, or provider denied request for service. Again, on all of these, you're going to have evidence, and just the fact that they called and they said they called is not going to be enough evidence. Try to encourage them to get something in writing. That's an email is fine. And we have heard from a number of people that they've called and said, nope, sorry, we actually can't provide that to you. And they've asked, can you send that to me in an email? Can you email me that? And so far, what I've heard from residents, providers have been giving that to them. I understand that may not always be the case, but the best evidence they can get to support their case in writing is going to be what we can uphold. Advertise download speed. You know, what service are they registered to or subscribed to? What is it? What are they advertising on their website? Or say they're advertising it, and that should be available here too. Advertise speed. They're advertising. I should be able to get a gig up and a gig down. You will have to upload some type of evidence file. And if you don't have anything, you can upload a document that just says, you know, you can write into a Word document, into a PDF, whatever it is, your explanation, but it is required that you upload a file. We will be reviewing those to make sure they meet minimum level of evidence. But I'm going to just go ahead and upload something here. Challenge explanation. This is a test. And at the end, you do have to click this box that says the consumer has been advised and authorizes NBO, its contractors and service providers to access any information provided to the advocate in support of a challenge. So that's just them saying, yes, we know we're giving up this information freely and people can see the information. None of the information that we're asking for in here is proprietary under Nebraska law. So we feel it's pretty safe. And we also know that because of FOIA requests, this is information we would be required to provide anyway. So we'll submit that. You have to be patient. It takes a while for this portal to think. So you got the thank you. If it failed, you would get a red box down here saying it failed to submit. One of the bugs we are trying to work through is it does not flag what field is failing it to submit. I'm going to just click on another one. So here, BSL gives you your information. We're going to do a speed challenge. Allo technology. Unit is not required. So here you're going to enter what your actual speed tests were. So if you don't know already, the evidence for speed is you have to have 3 speed tests taken on 3 different days within a 7-day period. So basically within 1 week of each other. We'll have to change that date out a little bit. We're going to move that 15 days. They also have to provide a copy of their bill, the name of the subscriber, their street address, and certification of the speed tier subscribed to is what's required. And typically that's going to be a copy of their bill. The screenshots have to be from a computer, not a mobile device. So a laptop or desktop. These 2 are the only, by our initial proposal, volume 1, are the only ones that the only speed tests we accept. It's Ookla and MLab. So we go back to here, you'll put in the actual speeds. So I only got 150 over 20. One day I got 201 over 30. Measured. Oh, that's the date. I don't know how to read today. So then you'll have to upload an evidence file again. Now, here's one of the things this is one of the reasons we're pushing and that we're trying to get this fixed in our portal. Speed tests require a minimum evidence of 4 files. You can only right now upload 1 evidence file, which means you either have to put it all in one document, like a Word document, and save everything there, or into a PDF, or zip that file. We are trying to work through how you can upload all 4 evidence files So there would be 4 fields here. You could upload 4 separate files for that very particular case. And that would be for all of them, so that if you had multiple evidence files, that you don't have to zip them, you don't have to combine them into one full file, that you can upload multiple files. Now I'm going to submit without checking that box, and you'll see, please review your submission and try again. And it does give here that provide a valid value. So we click that. I will note that on our advertised download speeds, only put a number in here. If you put Mbps or you do 1,000 over 1,000, which is how we're used to seeing it, it will reject it, but it won't necessarily tell you why. So just put what's asked and just numerical numbers only. So go down, submit. Be patient. There we go. Thank you. And you can, if you refresh the window, it will show you that your challenge has been submitted and you can view the challenge. So you'll see these bead challenges, and you can, if we clear out the service locations, that's where you can see the dots of your challenge. So you can go back to your challenge and you can look at it. So there's 1 challenge, there's 2 challenge. So there you can see the different, the challenges. And you can confirm. At the same time, I'll say we will be publishing to our website under challenge and results on this page. We will provide, we will update all the challenges we've received on a weekly basis. It will likely be an Excel file that people can download and sort by the various fields. So keep an eye on that as well if you are tracking challenges that you have submitted on behalf of your constituents. You will notice here on this legend, they are color coded and they're also identified as served, underserved, and unserved. The green dots, if you see it, if it's marked as a green dot, green dot means it is bead ineligible. Now, it may be currently served, it may be underserved or unserved. And that means if it's unserved or underserved, but it's green, it means it is covered by an enforceable commitment. And obviously the underserved and unserved kind of reflect the way our map also works. So you can see those 3 different colors here. Let me go through the lasso tool and census block groups, area challenges. So, you will see here, this top one toggles on and off. That is our census block groups. You can trigger an area challenge, and an area challenge is when it activates the entire census block. A minimum of 6 locations will trigger, you'll activate an area challenge, which means that the ISP has to rebut the entire census block, not just the 6 that you selected. With that, you can do 6 individual locations and 6 individual challenges, or you can go and say, you know what, I know this whole area here is identified, or more appropriately, probably more the green ones. None of these guys, try that again. There. These are not actually served. Why is that not working? I broke it. There we go. Always use the clear button. So here it'll say I selected 1 out of 9, and you can toggle through them here, all the different addresses. But when you come down here, challenge type, you do availability. I fill out all of these. I select all the things I need to. 55. So you fill out all those different fields according to what applies to those locations. You upload your evidence. You give your explanation, and you check your box, and that will activate for this type of challenge to this provider under that technology. It will activate an area challenge. They have to rebut every location. They have to give us evidence of every location in that census block, not just the 9 that you circled. There is a limit on the lasso of 50 locations. If you circle more than 50 locations, it will reject it and will tell you that it's limited to 50 features. One thing to note on this, one thing to note is you cannot cross census block lines with the lasso tool. Well, I should say you can, you should not. If you cross census block groups, it'll show you 2 highlighted, but that challenge will get rejected. Per our guidelines, area challenges have to be within one census block group, which is why those are on so make sure you don't cross those lines or that challenge will get rejected. Again, you can do these by individual. Anytime we get 6 challenges within a census block group, anywhere in here, 6 individual challenges, as long as, as long as the challenge type and the provider and the technology are the same, as long as these 3 things are the same for all 6, that will also trigger an area challenge, and the ISP will have to rebut the entire census block. What questions do you have? What else can I show you guys that would be valuable to you? Patrick, Trevi, anything I'm missing?
One thing I think might be a little bit counterintuitive is when you look at this map, what you're going to want to be taking a gander at is the green dots, not necessarily the yellow or the purple dots. We're pretty confident at this point to say that we're going to be able to reach all the current underserved and unserved locations as it stands on the map, barring any additional changes. So anything that's purple or yellow will more than likely get B dollars, allocated towards that location. So they'll get connected. It's more so the green ones that we're concerned with. We want to make sure that if we have them represented as served on this map, that they're actually served. So when you look at your areas that you represent or your constituents, please, please, please take a look at those dots that are green and ensure that those constituents are actually served and actually accurately represented on the map, because they're the ones that are not going to be targeted with B dollars. So any location that we can turn from green to red means that that location, or green to yellow rather, that means that that location can now be eligible for B dollars and can be eligible for better service than what they might be getting currently. So when you're looking at this map, look at it under that lens, not necessarily the red, because those are going to be taken care of through our program.
Good point. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. I also will add to that, watch our website on that results page for challenges that have been mounted. ISPs likely are going to be they're going to be mounting their own challenges for planned service or other enforceable commitments. As an advocate, you can rebut those if you don't believe that those are accurate or an error. If you think there is not planned service for those areas, you as an advocate can also rebut those. We will, if you see something like that, as we go through the process, you see a challenge mounted from an ISP on either an enforceable commitment or a planned service that they say they are going to do, and you think that might be an error, please reach out to our office and we'll walk through how to help you rebut that. It's a quiet room. I know some of you've got to have questions. Jillian, I actually have a question for you if you don't mind. So
Absolutely.
I'm going to show you, let's see, on our advocate page, I also encourage all of you to go to, and we are updating this daily as we can, but on our residents and business page, sorry, at the bottom of this page, we are listing all of the advocates. Those are all of you guys. We're not listing the ISPs, just the rest of you who have volunteered and have been credentialed, that will get credentialed. These are everybody. If you're here, you will get credentialed when the portal opens. I'm kind of reworking it so that we list it by county so people can figure out where they should go, who they can go to. I know NACO has offered to fill in those gaps across the state that for counties that don't have an advocate. And I guess I was going to ask you, Jillian, as an advocate, who are you willing to take? How wide of an area are you willing to take challenges from for people to contact?
Yeah, our organization is statewide, so we can serve as large of an area as is useful to the larger effort here.
Okay. I mean, and I guess I just wanted to make sure that it was okay to list you along with NACO under all the counties. Obviously, hopefully they would go to their local county office if they were available first. But I think most of this is going to be a rural issue, so I'm really thankful that you're here and willing to help. And I will say to all of you, we are not anticipating on your behalf that your offices will get overwhelmed with the number of people coming and saying. We do think the map is fairly accurate. So we don't think it's going to be an overwhelming amount of people contacting you and asking you to mount, hundreds of challenges. But we want to make sure for the people who want to participate that they have an avenue to do so. And really appreciate your help with all of that. Did I see a comment come in, Trevi?
No, that was me putting our contact info in the chat.
Oh, awesome. So, yes, if you have any questions in the meantime, please reach out to us. I appreciate everybody's patience as we go through this process. It is our intention to put out the best product we possibly can, to make this as easy for our advocates, for our participants, for ourselves, for everybody involved. There's going to be a lot of manual work on the back end of this for our office and our staff. So we appreciate your patience and cooperation and all of your help. Are there any other comments or questions I could address? All right. If not, I think most of you know how to reach us. I thank you and have a good day.
Thank you.